Hey guys, it's your host, Commander WMD here, and today we have our first ever real sports talk video. We're going to be discussing the impact of last night's draft, who made the biggest blunders, and who just picked their next franchise player. Okay, let's start off with the first two. So LA and Philadelphia both moved up to get the number 1 and 2 overall picks to pick their quarterback of the future. Which one hit? History tells us both won't be hits. As you look back, 2015, Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston both played well, and time will only tell which one will be better. 2012, Andrew Luck has established himself as the much better quarterback over Robert Griffin III, who has seen his career gone very high and very low. And then, even if you go back to the 1998 draft, when Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning were taken 1-2, Manning went first, Leaf second, you can see that only one player usually pans out. Who do I think it's going to be? I think it's going to be Carson Wentz. I think it's going to be Wentz because of his pocket presence. I feel like that'll become more useful. His pro-style movement, I think he'll be able to adapt better in the pocket, and he has great athleticism as a quarterback. I see him almost as people are comparing him to a better version of Alex Smith. I would go so far to say he would resemble the aforementioned Luck. Now Goff is interesting. He comes out of the Bear Raid offense at Cal, and there are a lot of questions when he'll start playing. His accuracy is already top-notch. His arm strength is a bit low, and he doesn't have the elite mobility that some quarterbacks in the NFL do. Okay, let's move on. Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa was taken number 3 overall by the Chargers. I like the pick. He's a good edge rusher. If I were them, I would have taken Jalen Ramsey as a deep safety to play over the top. But Bosa will definitely be able to disrupt pass rushers and should make for an anchor of the defensive line. So next up, it's the Dallas Cowboys taking Zeke Elliott. I like this pick a lot. Zeke is a balanced runner. He's got the speed and he's got the power, which is what you need to be a successful running back in this day and age. I think he'll be very good out of the gates and will develop into a 3-down back who plays most games this season. He hasn't had really many injury problems, played through a broken wrist his sophomore year at Ohio State. And yeah, I could see him developing into one of the star running backs of the league. Okay, so Jalen Ramsey, I think this was the best pick in the draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars got a steal here with him falling to 5. Yeah, I think there's nothing more to be said about this kid. He's got great on-the-field talent and great off-field character. He's obviously probably as close to a sure thing as you can come in the draft. Okay, let's talk about my least favorite pick. I don't like Artie Burns. The Steelers picked him with their 25th pick. Most teams had him as 4th round credentials, and some say that he can't even be better than a number 3 quarterback, and that's obviously not what you're looking for out of your 1st round draft pick. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be that good in the league, and I don't know. It's hard to tell with cornerbacks. They can develop into stars like Richard Sherman we've seen, or they can just slip. And I don't know how good Artie Burns will become. Another pick I didn't like. This was another cornerback, and this was Eli Apple at number 10. The Giants picked him, taking Apple to the Big Apple. He doesn't have great down-the-field coverage skills as he's struggled against receivers in the Big Ten. I think it'll take a couple years to develop. He obviously has the physical skills, running a 4.4 at 6'1", to develop into a good cornerback, but I don't think he's there yet, and the Giants didn't really have a pressing need at corner. I think they should have gone with the player who slipped down draft boards, and that was Myles Jack. Myles Jack was predicted by most to be a top 15 pick, and that's at the low end. He could have gone as early as maybe 8 or 9. He fell out of the 1st round. Obviously, knee concerns are an issue, not as much as him as with Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame star who suffered an ACL, LCL, and nerve damage. But definitely it's going to hurt his future. We'll see. I don't think it should matter, as ACL injuries is easier to recover from them now than 20 years ago. I think Myles Jack still becomes a great player. I don't think teams should have passed on him as quickly as they did. Okay, so round 2, again, Myles Jack. I think Myles Jack will become a solid linebacker in this league. I could see Reggie Ragland maybe going ahead of him. We'll see how it pans out. And one other move that was very interesting was the Titans trading back into the top 10, and then they didn't pick Laremy Tunsil. Obviously, there's a lot of debate about Tunsil's Twitter being hacked or not, and his Instagram also being hacked, and now Ole Miss is in deep water about that. And I don't know, his talent's certainly there, but he fell out of the first dozen being picked. I think he's still a great tackle, but the Titans passed on him and took Jack Conklin, who is a good pass blocker, who doesn't have as high of a ceiling as Tunsil, but can be better right out of the gate. Okay guys, that's going to do it for now. If you guys like this video, please remember to subscribe, please remember to like, please remember to share. Thank you guys. Commander out.